You assume it's a brand, you see it in all the stores, you assume, oh, it must be this faceless big company. Then they come up to Kendal and they meet the entire team within half a day, you know, the whole family and all the families inside. And, you know, it's great that it's still small, but actually it's reaching a lot of people now.
A lot of people. You know, I've always felt we're on a journey here, and, you know, from being raised on a farm and looking after animals, you know, keeping them happy, having fresh milk and creating our own buttermilks at home, creating our own butter. That gave me a great insight into the goodness of natural raw materials and the way things were done back in the 60s. And then I went to university to study food science, so then I learned about a lot of the new innovations. Now I've had the opportunity to put all that knowledge together and bring it into a product for consumers. We've come up with a unique formula. We've decided, right, we're not going to use vegetable fats like all these other guys are. We're going to take the most expensive part of the milk, which is the fat, which normally is put into cheese and butter, and we're going to put it into the baby product, because that's what parents want. They want the best for their child.
I mean, it's one of those funny categories, isn't it, where there actually isn't a huge amount of choice and there aren't many new brands coming to the market, and I think it's because what we have is so unique and so special, which is our own factory. It's a factory that's been there for 60 years. It's a team that have been making for 40 years, real world experts, and Kendamil was always about starting from a blank canvas, asking the simple question of, if you designed a formula from scratch today, how would you do it? What ingredients would you use? But it's also about asking questions about other ingredients. You know, I think about fish oil. You know, we always thought it was a given to have that in formula. But it turns out, as we know, that there's another source. There's a plant-based source, an omega-3, that is actually a purer source, and it's vegetarian. So what you end up doing is you get a product that has more natural ingredients, all of them sourced very locally from family farms, and you end up with a product that has an amazing taste and smell. It's actually uniquely accessible to families because it's vegetarian, it's halal, it's kosher. And because we source everything locally, because the reviews are so incredible, we're able to actually offer real value back to the shopper. We manage to offer Kendamil at a price that's really accessible to every family.
And we're so incredibly proud to see some of the innovations that we've introduced to this category starting to make their way into other industries and other products. For a long time, I remember back, you know, standing outside of Westminster trying to actually lobby for the removal of palm oil in formula, which thankfully is becoming slightly more normal now, but for a long time was an accepted reality that a product which we knew had disadvantages in the digestive system of an infant and even of an adult, you know, was just going to have to be included in an infant formula product. That was just the way it was. And for us to be able to stand out there as a tiny player and make that point, but now find ourselves a couple of years down the line, the fastest growing brand in the United States, the fastest growing brand in Europe, really leading the charge for quality for parents.
Because industry, you know, going back, really was focused on safety, and that was it. You know, the bioavailability and the nutritional benefits were secondary, you know. And we've said, well, actually nowadays with technology you can have both. Like for us, the greatest satisfaction is when you meet parents, you know, the wonderful stories they've told us, you know what I mean?
Mums and dads talking to other parents, spreading the word. That's what's got us here so far.